Hey, everybody. Jason Blummer here with another Businessology lesson. Short lessons and some things we can learn about entrepreneurship. And so today I want to talk about 3 things you can do to pull yourself out of a period of business struggle. And this could be like an agency that's struggling to consistently produce revenue. And this is a very fearful thing. It does happen. It's happening right now to some of our clients. Some we know of that it's happening to that are not our clients. So this is a real issue. And so it's very scary for an entrepreneur. So that's the first thing to say is these are very fearful things. So you have to be careful when you're walking into a place of fear. Be very careful. So let me just say this. The first thing we tell entrepreneurs is we say, if you're in the middle of some intense fear, if you're thinking, I wonder if I should just shut this down, or maybe I should just shrink and fire everybody and it's just me. Entrepreneurs do that. They kind of they go polar, we say. They like to go polar. They'll either shut the whole thing down or they'll spend $4 million to kind of really build it back up with some huge risk. They kind of go to extremes. So when they're feeling that fear, we always say that's the time when you don't act. So you don't make a move and you don't try to fix anything with any type of risk in the period of fear. You're scared about what's happening. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Entrepreneurs like to go, maybe I should go get a loan. Or maybe I should fire 20 people. So these big polar moves they want to make to fix this problem and to get themselves out of this thing that they fear that is a downturn, we say don't do those things yet. So take some time. You are going to make moves. You're going to be changing things. You're going to be working with a coach, whatever you're going to be doing. You are meant to be doing things. You just do not make big, risky decisions in the midst of fear, because that's an emotion-driven thing, and so there's a lot of inaccuracies already embedded in your life in the middle of that fear. So don't act in the middle of those. Go, get a coach, get somebody to bounce ideas off of, but don't act. So that's the first thing we say. And if there's and in periods of struggle, if there's some cash-related issues where, let's say in this example, consistent revenue is not coming in, so cash is a problem, your timeline to focus becomes different. So you shrink the timeline pretty dramatically. So being strategic typically is a long-term, future-oriented thing that you would do. Being strategic can be, what is my plan for the next year? But when you have cash flow problems, that is a 90-day outlook. So it's 30, 60, 90 days. That's the timeline you start looking at. So if we're helping an agency in a downturn and there's employee layoffs, we're going to start looking at cash on a 90-day rolling basis, 30, 60, 90 days. It's very intensely focused and a narrow time frame. So that's what you need to do from a business perspective when you're managing cash in the middle of a downturn like this. And then the other one is be careful making dramatic changes that will affect you long-term. And so one of those, in this example, with an agency that's not consistently driving a lot of consistent revenue, is be careful when you start cutting teams, because a lot of times you may not know what you're doing, and you may message the wrong things. You're going to message the wrong things to, your overall team. So messaging is a big deal when you're trying to make changes to your organization. So in periods of downturn, if you're ready to start making changes, cutting team, or bringing clients on just for cash purposes, sometimes you'll do that. Just be careful what kind of message that's driving to the rest of your team and to the rest of your client base. So those are some things you can think about when you're going through a period of downturn. And you know what? If you need help and you need somebody to run these things by, that's what we do for entrepreneurs we work with. So hit us up at Blummer CPAs. Thanks so much. We'll see you.